The third season of the American comedy drama television series The Bear premiered with all episodes on June 26, 2024 on FX on Hulu. Christopher Storer and Joanna Calo serve as the showrunners for the season. FX renewed the series for a 10-episode third season in November 2023. Jeremy Allen White stars as Carmy Berzatto, an award-winning chef who returns to his hometown of Chicago to manage the chaotic kitchen at his deceased brother's sandwich shop. Moss-Bachrach, Ayo Edebiri, Lionel Boyce, Lisa Colon-Zayas, Abby Elliott and Matty Matheson returned from the previous season as supporting cast. In November of 2023, following the release of the second season, FX renewed The Bear for a third season, which began filming in February 2024 in Chicago. The season consists of 10 episodes and received generally positive reviews. Christopher Storer wrote all the episodes in the season except Napkins, Ice Chips and Apologies, which were respectively written with Catherine Shanetta and Calo and supervising producer Alex Russell. Josh Hartnett was cast as Tiffany's fiancé after meeting Story years prior when they discussed a possible role for a film. Hartnett accepted the role without even reading the script. John Cena then was cast as Sammy Fak, one of the Fak brothers. The episode of Forever features cameos by Christina Tossi and Grant Ashetz. Filming for the third season began in February 2024. In March 2024, scenes depicting the cast filming a funeral for Dawes leaked on the internet, with fans speculating that they could be attending Marcus's mother's funeral. The second episode, Next, was filmed in just 2 days. Main cast member Ayo Edebiri directed the sixth episode of the season, titled Napkins, after joining the Directors Guild of America. Parts of the fourth season were filmed during the filming for this season. Some fun trivia notes. Jeremy Allen White went to cooking school for 2 weeks and worked in the kitchen of multiple restaurants, among them Michelin star-rated Pastioli, to train for the show. Matty Matheson, who plays Fak, is actually a professional chef. Ironically, he's not seen cooking a single dish in the show. There are never any hand doubles used making the show. The actors do all their own chopping and prep. The show is loosely based on the early career of legendary Michelin star chef Marco Pierre White. In 1995, aged 33, Marco Pierre White became the first British chef to be awarded 3 Michelin stars. He has been dubbed the infant of terrible of the UK restaurant scene. Abby Elliott, who plays Sugar, was 33 weeks pregnant when The Bear wrapped up filming the second season. In storyline, Season 3 of course represents her as being pregnant and of course giving birth in the episode Ice Chips. Now for me, what started as a sharp, grounded and genuinely engaging series has unfortunately unraveled into a pretentious, slow-moving mess in Season 3. The first episode is a glaring example, overlong, painfully drawn out and filled with overly artistic close-ups that feel more like a film school experiment than compelling television. The show has become obsessed with mood and aesthetics at the expense of story and character investment. Yes, the acting is excellent. Jeremy Allen White, Ayo Edebiri and the rest of the cast are clearly talented, but their characters have become so unlikable and self-absorbed that it's hard to care about their journeys anymore. Carmy, once a compelling lead, now mostly simmers in silence or explodes with rage. Sydney feels more like a walking anxiety attack than a fully fleshed out person. And while a deep dive episode into Tina's backstory could have worked earlier in the show's arc, it feels completely unearned and misplaced. The cameos from Will Poulter, Olivia Colman, John Berthenow and especially John Cena offer brief moments of light, but they're not enough to save the season. Jamie Lee Curtis is great once again, but her return, like much of the season, feels like indulgence for its own sake. Worst of all, The Bear has lost its soul. What was once a show about food, family and redemption has morphed into an exhausting portrait of broken people yelling at each other in beautiful lighting. It's depressing without depth, artistic without clarity, and ultimately joyless. That it is still winning comedy awards at the Emmys and Golden Globes is beyond baffling. If this is what prestige comedy has become, it might be time to reassess the category entirely. Only Richie, played here by Moss-Bachrach, shows any sort of real growth or dimensionality. Ironically, he is of course a side character who is now much more interesting than most of the leads. This season is a clear case of a show that has jumped the shark. A huge letdown from what once was one of the most promising new series in years. I found it overlong, overly dramatic, nonsensical at times, and trying too hard to be art cuisine rather than good old-fashioned entertainment. The Bear, Season 3, gets a 3 out of 10.